Hello, good morning all. Today we are going to see operating system session 17. In the previous topic we have seen the concept system call. In today's topic also we are going to continue that system call. So in the previous topic we have seen system call is an interface between the user program and the kernel. So whenever the user requests any hardware related information, and then it will be sent through with the help of the system call to the kernel. Kernel has the full authority to the hardware. So then the hardware responses to the kernel, and the kernel with the help of system call responses to the user. So system call is one programmatic way, or it is an API through which the user program accesses the kernel. And system calls are stored in the operating system in the kernel in a form of a table. For every system call, numbers are given, and so also it recognizes the system call with the help of the numbers also. And we also seen the APIs, which are small routines or a function or a unit or a module. Okay, it is a set of code through which will respond to the user. System call parameter passing. So three general methods used to pass parameters to the OS. So in the previous video we have seen that API. See, this is a system call name, function name, and the various parameters are passed here. So how these parameters are passed and where these are stored, how it recognizes, that is what system call parameter passing. So pass the parameters in registers. So whenever the system call is called, it also recognizes what type of parameter is passed to that system call. So based on that it will execute. Then the parameters which are passed are stored in registers, or some of the parameters which are passed are stored in a block or in a memory, and some of the parameters are like pushed onto the stack or popped off the stack by operating system. You can see this diagram. So whenever the system call is called by the user program, even the address where in the operating system where that system call is stored, what is the address of that system call, even that will be sent with the request. See, load address X, and it is stored in the registers, and it will identify that in a operating systems table where that system calls are stored. That address it will identify, and also address with system call number will be sent. So based on the address and based on the system call, it will recognize the system call, which type of system call it is, and it will execute and it will respond to the user program. Types of system calls. See, there are various types of system calls, and these system calls are divided into different components or according to functions of the operating system. So the various functions of the operating system we have already seen. So according to that the system calls are divided. So let us see one by one the different types of system calls. First we'll see process control system calls. So whenever any process is creates process, system call will be invoked, is called, and whenever the process terminates after its work is finished, then terminate process system call will be invoked, that is called. Then end or abort, in between if you want to end or abort any process, that time this system call will be executed. To load any process, load system call is called. To execute any process, execute system call is called. Get process attributes or set process attributes, to get the information about the process, these system calls are called. Wait for time, So whenever wait for time or wait event or signal event. So these are the different system calls for waiting the process or the event. Allocate and free memory. So whenever the process finishes its execution and then it is going to free the memory, or whenever the process is going to start the execution, then it is going to allocate the memory. Dump memory if the error occurs. Debugger for determining bugs, single step execution. So debugger system call, or logs for managing access to shared data between process. So debugger system call or the logs. So even these system calls are related to the processes. So when the error occurs, or how to manage between the two processes. File management. So under this there are various system calls, like when you want to create the file, create system call will be called. When you want to delete the file, delete system call will get executed. When you want to open the file or close the file, open and close system call will be executed. When you want to read, write, or when you want to take the cursor to a particular location, that time these all system calls will be called. If you want the information about any files, get and set file attributes system calls will be executed. And under the device management, now suppose if any of the devices are connected to your system, like USB pen drives or any cable wires, if you connect, or when you connect the printers or the scanners to the system, so that will all get detected. So this is a request device. So whenever any process request for device, then this system call will be called. When it is finished, then release system call will be called. Then read, write, these system calls are used to get the information about the device. Get and set attributes are used. Logically attach or detach devices, if you want to know which devices are attached and detached. Attach and detach system calls are executed, called. And under information maintenance, get or set time and date that you can do. Get system data, get system, set system data. If you want to change the date and time, you can do change that. That time these all system calls will be called. Get and set process, file or device attributes. Next, under the communication you have, okay, communication is, by the name only you will understand. Communication means when two processes are communicating, or when you want to send the message from one system to another system, from one process to another process, or a communication between two files. This all will be done with the system calls, which comes under the communication. Create and delete communication connection. See, if you want to communicate between two systems, then connection you need to set up. That will be done with the create system call and delete system call. Okay, once those are connected, you need to send and receive the messages. So mostly when your systems are on the network, then you need to send and receive the messages. That is from client to server. Shared memory model. Okay, if a same variable or if the same file is shared by many processes or many sub-processes, so that time the system calls are executed. Transfer status information. For that system call will be called attach and detach remote devices. So this all communication over the network will be done by the system calls, which comes under communication. Next type of system call we have protection. So control access to resources. Now suppose there is only one resource, and like printer is shared by many systems. So when a particular system is using any printer, the other system should not interrupt in between. That must be protected from disturbing in between. So control access, when the one process finishes using the printer, then only it will allow to use the another process to use the printer. So these all will be taken care by the protection function call, using that control access system calls. Get and set permissions. is to use the devices or to use the resources, then it get and set. Using that, the permissions will be given and accessed. Allow and deny users is only the which are authorized users, which are unauthorized users, that will be recognized, and for authorized users access will be given, for unauthorized users access will be not given. Okay, so this can be also used when your systems are on the network. So in previous topic we have seen this example, that is the various system calls are divided into according to the functions of operating systems. So process control, which are the process control system calls? Like see, if you take the Windows, different system calls will come. If you take the Unix, different system calls will come. And the system calls are divided according to functions of operating system. See, create process, exit process. And which are the file manipulation system calls? Create file, read file, write file. And same how it is in Unix. There are open, read, write and close. Which are the device manipulation system calls? Set console mode, read console. In Unix we have some different calls. Information maintenance, current process ID, set timer, sleep. These are the various system calls. And gate, process ID, alarm, sleep. These are Unix system calls. And which are under the communication system call? Create pipe, file mapping. So these are all related to the networking. And how it is in the Unix, these are different. Protection, see these are all related to the security, set file security, initialize security descriptor. And these are related to Unix system called chmod and mask, umask and chown. So we have completed here the topic system call. So in the next session we'll start with a new topic. Thank you.